and that going on and on. And then at the last minute, you started working. But the first day and a half, it was all putting your stuff out there and organizing that.
Yeah.
The place was still a disaster. Okay, so then you actually got it, Jim. It was full, really full, and you know, you gotta understand something. You don't even know what I'm doing, but it wasn't an appraisal to sell the house. It's an appraisal for M&T Bank to give me a home improvement loan, and that would go for that plus other things we've done
to help
and
you out.
stuff we needed. And otherwise, I got to come up with the money, which I don't know if I can or not. And so they have to appraise it, and then they put a lien on the house for the money. Okay, and so I just wanted everything decent. It didn't. It wasn't like
I totally understand that.
It wasn't like an appraisal where every piece has to be in place and all, but it should look similar to what it is right now, with the exception, you know, I didn't tell you you had to take your big TV. I didn't even tell you you had to take your...
Just because of the cords, all my stuff was running off the cords, and you didn't want that. So.
And would you?
No, that's why I took it out.
And right from the get-go, I told you we only have 2 outlets. And we've had 2 outlets ever since I lived here. And I said, I'd like to, I even talked to you about possibly running some, but it never got done. Okay, and you can say it was me, but as time went on, you just seemed to be less wanting to do things and wanting to take care of your mental and personal, and I understand that too. You've got a lot of issues going on. But I didn't mind the convection oven, which is also a air fryer, correct?
I think so, yeah.
Okay, but the thing of it is, they don't take a pipe that goes outside. Okay, but when you get to things that has to be vented, you shouldn't be using them in here unless it's vented. Okay, but there were so many electrical things, and you just kept adding and adding and adding. And you know, James, I can understand, but I think you, James Hornier, has to take the responsibility to say, you know what, I got 1 room, so there's only so much I can have. I can't have everything that I want. Not now. I got to get an apartment, or I have a bigger place, or we got to do something, okay? But you never did that. You just kept bringing things in, and bringing things in, and bringing things in. You got mad at me one time, if you remember, I was allowing you to use part of the garage to put some of your, you know, ovens and things, and you got mad and you brought them in here, and you just made more of a mess. Okay, but anyway, when I came in, when you went up to the garage and took your stuff up, even though the room was full and not as good as I'd like it, only because I'm trying to get a high estimate.
Yeah, I had it mediocre.
But it wasn't bad.
Yeah.
But boy, I'll tell you what, when you decided you was going to move everything up there, it went from not bad to fucking ridiculous, almost as bad as it was before you even started taking things out there. I mean, it was a disgusting pig pen. And we were 3 or 4 hours away from this guy coming. That's pretty touchy to me.
I knew what I had to do and what time it was.
Well, this is the thing. He called you. You got to understand something. See,
I text him.
You come up with all these. You kind of put the blame back on everybody, even me.
I'm not putting blame on nothing. I knew what had to be done here to make it set, and the time it would take me.
Just let me finish. He texted you and said you probably should be coming back because you know he had to do some business.
And by the way, I did it on my own. He didn't tell me to do that.
And the thing of it is, he said because you know you got a mess down here, and you didn't even return his call, just like you did.
No, I didn't see it because I was way in the back.
That's what I mean.
I heard my phone, and then I just got busy cleaning up.
You get engrossed into things, and you don't care or don't think, and sometimes it's important stuff.
Hello? Hello? Yeah, okay, just wait outside. I'm talking with Chuck right now, and I'll be out and I'll meet you. Yeah, okay, yeah.
So just try to wrap this up. Okay, I was
The
hoping.
only thing I'm upset about, Chuck, is the word trust. You don't trust me. That is the only thing that bothers me the most.
You don't trust me
because I have not done anything for you not to trust me. And
haven't.
Chad told me that if I take my money, I'm out of here because you don't trust me. That hurt me.
Look,
and I told you I want to do automatic payments with you.
Look, Jim, I was not only being your bank and saving it for you, you'll never believe this because you and I have always had just verbal stuff. But you know, when you don't even tell me that you're working because you quit doing that too.
Well, because it was,
I
I
begged
knew it
you
was from
and
10 to
begged-
4.
I-
That was my
okay,
job.
But I
right?
begged you and begged
Wasn't
you.
it 10 to 4?
That's just one
That was
day.
what it was supposed
What
to
I'm
do.
trying to say, Jim, the latest incident was you went out and mowed the lawn. But you never tell me when you're going and when you're done. You never. You just quit doing that. And I don't know why. I know one
Well,
time
because
you
as far as I understand, mowing the lawn was part of the deal. It wasn't part of pay.
everything you do for me, I've been paying you for. But I had to calculate and say, well, it must have took him this long because you never communicated with me. You know, you're the type of person, you want me to trust you and you want all that stuff. But you know, you never tell me things like, you've been fair with me on a lot of times. You've been very fair.
Yeah, I take
Okay.
hours off and
You
stuff
tell
that
me that.
I don't
Okay,
feel
but-
is right.
But the
I
way
take hours
the
off.
way this business has to work, even with Chad, you can ask him. He's my son, but the way it has to work, you know, if he works 8 to 4, he's going to get paid 8 to 4. He can't come and say, "Well, I did this and that, and I started at 7."
That's why I didn't tell you, because that's what I was supposed to
He
do.
has to
10 to 4.
communicate, and you have to communicate, and you don't. Okay, so you got mad, and then you said you won your money, and you know it's your money.
No, I want my money because I want to put it in the bank. I need to get a card. It has nothing to do with nothing besides I just want to put it in the bank.
What I was kind of going off of with our verbal, you know, because of the fact that you were here every month, you was giving me $400 from your thing, and I was taking $400 out of your account and stuff like that. And so I was kind of going off the idea where he just keeps loading things up and keeps making them mad. He's smoking in here. You even admitted it.
Yeah.
Okay, and you know we said no smoking,
Yeah.
and it wasn't like it's the end of the world, Jim. But you know, I just replaced them bonds, and even if they weren't all ripped up, the smoke would do them in.
Yeah.
Okay.
I agree.
So I said to myself, I'll buy him. We'll just ask him to put them up. That was fair.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's nothing
Okay.
wrong
But
with
the thing of it is, someday if you leave here, I'm gonna have to redo everything because there's smoke all over everything now.
Right.
And you know that as well. If
Needs
you
to be
go this way,
repainted, that's
You
all.
would say the same thing, and that's why you kind of need a security deposit. And I never asked you for one because we had the ego, the trust thing going and everything. But the thing of it is, you just kept proving to me that you didn't really give a shit about here. You know, just another thing I'm just thinking about. It's been over a year, and you still gonna get your little dog, which we like. We like your little dog, and you just couldn't. You're a carpenter, and you couldn't make a little step for him and teach him to go in and out that thing. And I have looked out, Jim, even in the winter when I'm fucking paying up the ass for heat. I told you that. And that door would be open and he'd be out. And yeah, you'd shut it. You wouldn't leave it open forever because you'd start freezing. But you just the little things like that. You got so comfortable, you just didn't think you had to do anything. And those kind of things just don't go with me, you know. And I'm sorry that it's coming down to this, but the way you're acting and everything, it's just almost like you need to get your own place.
Well, I have to. If you're not gonna do the bargain of making me an apartment, I don't have a choice. That I need an apartment, and in Section 8, I can live cheaper. I can be paying $300 a month. You
Absolutely.
can be getting $1,200,
You could-
and I'd be helping you. But me living in one room paying $800 doesn't work for me.
No, but $800 is actually cheap for one room nowadays. Okay,
That's fine.
But
But
besides that, but-
my choices though, I can have a full apartment.
You know what? I would. You know what? Not only are you saying that right now,
I'm
but-
gonna be doing it.
No, but
Yeah.
I mean, but I have encouraged you. I said, Jim, you're qualified for Section 8.
Yeah.
You know, you should jump all over that. I know my sister had one, Bonnie.
Well, I was hoping to help you out, and
you know,
but-
okay, you know, we can talk about that just for a second. Yes, we have talked about it. Yes, I said if we could open this up, but in order to get Section 8, there's certain qualifications that I have to do. It's important. And I had other things. This house was 65 years old, and when I first come here in 2000, I did some work, and then I haven't done anything. And there was a lot of things, the furnace, everything. I'm still paying for the fucking furnace. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Okay, and so I just couldn't do everything, and especially build an apartment. Yes, if I had an apartment it'd be nice for the income, but you know what? I'll be honest with you, it wouldn't be nice for the income if I was making $1,200 a month. And by the way, when you make $1,200 a month, you're gonna spend $400 or whatever in wear and tear and utilities and things of that sort. Okay, so it's not $1,200 profit. But then when I have to put up with a person who decided that he runs the place and he don't listen to me and he does what he wants to do. I want things to work, but you know, I'm just throwing this in. It's not my concern if you don't feel this way. But I'll tell you what, if I was in your shoes and I had a place for my dog, because very few people will take dogs nowadays, and when they will take dogs, you have to take them out on a leash and take them for a walk and bring them back. They don't have a fenced-in yard or nothing. You had a pretty good setup for your dog here, and you pretty much ruled the backyard. Very seldom, even when Devin then comes over, very seldom we come out here. We pretty much stayed out in the front. One of the reasons your dog snipped at him twice, and you know what? I'm not blaming your dog for that. You know, little Bentley. See, Bentley is around dogs. So he can't interpret, he's too young.
He's a child.
Yeah, he can't interpret
Right.
that a dog can be your enemy. But you and I and Chad knows, just from our age and experience, a dog of your dog with his age, I don't care how big he is,
Right.
with his age, he's set in his own ways and he's not particularly wanting to live with a kid.
No, if I go at him quick, he growls at me too. It's something that
But
happened to
they
him
just
in life.
snipped at him, and you know what? Bentley was keeping going back for more. Devin had to grab him, you know, and so they didn't want to come back here when your dog was back here. So there's a lot of little personal things that was just not
Affecting,
working.
yeah.
And you know, the thing of it is, like I said, if I was you, look what I've done for you. I mean, you got places back here where you can work. Before that, you was working in the garage, you was working out there. I give you as much space. I even talked to you about taking one of those things. I was trying to get.
I know that.
I was trying to
Like I
get
said,
the
only thing I'm
oil.
upset about is the trust. I
I was trying to get the oil and the chemicals and everything else out of here. You know, I was trying to get that dog thing fixed. You know, that would be so simple. I could almost do that myself. I could go buy a fucking little stool and put there. But the thing of it is, you still got to get out there and teach him to use it. And he don't know how, and I don't think you plan on doing it.
Yeah, I was going to make it out of.
And you know, I'm under a lot of pressure. I just went for this. This is that.
Yeah,
thing
I'm not
I
here to
told
give you pressure. That's why I did exactly what I did here.
Well,
I
you
did it out
threw
of
it in
respect.
there, but now that I did call the guy, I said, look, I'm sorry to do this on a short notice, but I did talk to the bank.
I didn't have to. It was ready.
And I said, but we're having a little difficulty getting the place cleaned up because I got a person who rents one of the rooms is not cooperating with me. And I said, you can come down and take pictures and stuff, but it's pretty much a mess. And I said, I'm asking you friendly-wise, if you can just take pictures of the outside and then do a market analysis, you know,
Well, you
say
really
this.
didn't have to do that, Chuck, because I planned it to come.
Well,
here.
everybody was up in the air, and nobody knew what to
Well,
expect.
it was just,
He didn't know what your mind state was.
I
You didn't know what
if
his
he
mind
was gonna
state
make
was.
it back.
Maybe you were pissed off at him, and you were like, "Fuck him," or maybe he was pissed off at you and was like,
No,
"Fuck
I
you."
had to put
So
my stuff in. And do
right,
that,
but he
and I
didn't
took
know
time.
that it was gonna get done. You know, he just didn't. He didn't. And the thing
We
is, you
know-
weren't communicating with him.
But we know now.
I was the middle
that
guy.
you did pick it up. It does look decent. But the thing of it is, everything got thrown in there, right?
No. No, I took 90% of it out of here. The only thing I got in there is stuff that I need, my medication and stuff, and there's maybe 2 or 3 things that I can bring to storage, but most of it is stuff, but it's my medication.
And then all the stuff that Dad given you, you decided to put on the side, right?
Well, yeah.
The old
I got it out of
microwave.
here.
No, I told
Okay.
him to because
Yeah.
No,
That's what we told you to
actually,
do.
And I'm not worried about that, but I just want to make a point about it. You're the one.
It
wanted
didn't
all
look
that
good,
stuff.
so I took it out.
Yeah, no, but you wanted all that stuff.
I know.
You know,
It's good for
and-
me living, but for an inspection, it's
Yeah.
not.
And
So I took it out.
So when you put it in there, I told Chad, and I think he told you, you know, so we don't fuck up the garage too for
Right.
appearance. I put it on the side, and you know, and I know that I asked you to take that out.
Yeah, I forgot.
That's
about
verbal
that. And
again.
actually, I didn't forget about it. I told Chad because the truck was
But it's
loaded.
verbal, but I did ask you. You're the one wanted to keep that, and I said we don't need it.
Well,
See,
it was for you, and
see-
because you got a new bed. That was for you, not for
but
me.
it's queen size. I told you our rooms aren't big enough for a
But
queen
it got
size
put
bed.
under here because you might have, but you were thinking about buying a new bed. That's not for me. I have a headboard. But it doesn't matter. It's just,
You know.
No big deal.
It's just a lot of hard feelings, and you know, and you know, you have a lot of issues, a lot of mental things going on. You even told me that, and that's nothing wrong with that. It's too bad, but there's nothing wrong with
I
it.
lived with it all my life.
You know, physical, you probably can do things that you did 20 years ago, but mentally, you're slowing down, and I've just watched you, and I got a little bit of common sense in this world. And you know, usually after about 6 hours is when you start getting irritated, and you've said that yourself, you get irritated. And the thing of it is, when you start getting irritated, you start throwing things, and then all of a sudden the thing don't get done right, or it just gets left, or whatever. You started working on that fucking ice maker for me out there, and I know in your heart you was doing it for me. But the thing of it is, we had all this stuff to try to get ready for inspection, and you're trying to fix the ice maker thing.
Because I knew within an hour, I knew I had a half hour and this was done. I knew what I had.
As long as you keep coming up with your excuses.
Yeah, you say excuses, but I'm knowledgeable enough to know what I have to do and know the time. It's not an excuse, it's true.
Well, let's put it like this. If you had got this done and the guy would have come, there's no guarantee he's going to come right at 5. He may come a quarter up.
I was done at 4:30.
And if you're right here and the dogs are running around barking at him and everything, I just wanted things the way I wanted. That's all I had.
Well,
I was trying to be very nice and
You
respectful.
didn't have to call him, it was ready.
Well, blame me for that too then.
I'm not blaming you, I'm just saying the truth.
And in addition to these things that we already did, we had this spray in here to try to get the smell out. When you keep a lot of, you know, the dog sleeps there. Do you ever shampoo him? Do you shampoo him? The dog? Okay, do you realize in the summer they get fleas and everything else and in the yard?
Yeah.
You just, you know, you don't care. You know, you don't, I don't know if it was your place you'd care differently. I don't know. I just don't like to have to worry about that every day.
Well, I've settled all your worries.
So where do we go from here, guys? Let's get it all on the table. Let's just get it out. What's going on? How are we moving forward? Are we moving forward or not?
I would like to think so. I mean, you know,
Well, if
I
you
don't
don't
want
trust
to.
me because I want to put my money in the bank, and you know,
That's not the reason.
and
When
you know, learn how to budget my money correctly and all that stuff.
Well, first off, you don't. You said you don't. You said when you take it, you spend it. And the one time you come in there in a irate thing, putting your finger in my face and everything, and you took the money. One night you spent $400 and some dollars, and you told me when I keep it, I can build it up, and I've tried to help you do that because I know you need it. Okay, but and when trust, I don't think I ever said to Chad, I don't think I said to him, well, I don't trust him. I think I said, he's always asked me to keep his money, and now he wants it because he's pissed. He's mad about this whole thing.
No, this was planned in my head before any of this even happened. To put my money in the bank where it belongs, like everybody else does, so I can budget my money, make automatic payments to you, make automatic payments to my storage.
Yeah, but in all honesty, dude, I'm just being honest. I'm not trying to pick sides, but I'm being honest as a person. Like, if I had a place like this, I would imagine my landlord or somebody would want some sort of security deposit,
Absolutely.
just in case. You know, Jim. I
You
mean,
never
like,
did anything. You come in real
but
quick.
I mean, but with him giving, I'm just simply saying like this. Yes, it is your money. Nobody's trying to hold it from you. And he'll give it to you if you want
I'll
it.
give you your money.
But the thing of it is if he gives you the money and then you're all pissed off, and let's face it, everybody gets pissed off when we're all not here together. You get upset, he gets upset even. I'm not trying to pick sides here,
right.
but I'm simply saying, how do we know that, like, for an example, earlier when you were throwing everything in that closet, you were like pounding it in, and then shit falls and breaks, and like that thing came down, and you were just all pissed off. It's like he's keeping some sort of insurance that if you decide to break something, that he can afford to actually fix it if you decide to leave. I think it's fair to have some sort of.
Hang on a minute. I'll be right
I think
back.
it's fair to have some sort of.
No, I don't have
Some sort of something,
Keep
you know.
$800, $800.
Right. And then that way, you
I'll
know.
be right back now.
Yeah. Is somebody out there?
Yeah, he's selling his drugs.
Well, it's just that the place looks decent, but the big question we should ask him, now that this is over, even though it may not be over, because I still could ask the guy.
Right.
You know the deal there. I told you that.
Right.
But the thing of it is,
Here he comes.
is it gonna get the same way? You know.
Right. I think it's just fair. Everybody be fair.
Did that come out?
Yeah, it came out good.
Just give me a second.
Yeah.
And then he probably will never get that.
I don't know. These are things that we need to bring up now to get everything out cleared out.
Well,
So
I'll
if he
just
hasn't
say-
done something,
I'll
you
just
need
say
to
what
tell
he
him.
should do. I can give him. What I'd like to do is give him a proposal if he leaves to try to help him regroup
Right.
into a place, and that would probably be better. He could get a bigger place, and then if he feels like working for us, he can.
Right.
If he can't do that, then we can discuss it.
Right.
Something I don't know.
So anyway, let's leave off where we came from. Let's keep it going.
Yeah.
Have you got options on places? Because I know you told me before
Um,
you had friends that want
There's
you
a
to work for
possibility
them.
that, you know, the guy that has all them fucking freaky colored houses.
Yeah. In
Well,
Burlington.
I met somebody in a bar and we were talking, and he's looking for a handyman, and he's going to talk to him about me, because he knows me, and I might have an option to go live in an apartment and work for him. But that may. It's not
No,
nothing written in
Sean,
stone.
would he not take you on knowing you're good at working and everything?
I don't know.
You guys have been friends, right?
Just out of this situation, if I leave from here, I just better off being in my own place, you know.
And if you went and tried to get Section 8 so you could get a lot bigger place than
have
this, how
to
long
give
would
me
it take you to
Section
get it?
8. I can probably get Section 8 to minute. The thing is finding.
Well, I mean,
The place.
fund one, I suppose.
That is the issue.
Huh?
Brian's been looking for a year. You know? No.
So okay, so moving forward, I'm just trying to get this done so we all know where we're at here, and then that way there's no problem. So moving forward, what are you saying, Dad? Like, I mean, obviously, what are you saying? What do you want him to do? Do you want to vacate him,
I
or?
don't know if him and I is ever going to be on the same page and understand, you know, cleanness and different things, and I don't want to.
What are you going to propose to him?
And, well, I mean, what I was going to say, Jim, if you do try to pursue another place, especially something bigger than this, so you feel more comfortable in putting all your
Well, I
stuff
need
in.
a bathroom, shower, and a kitchen
exactly.
like anyone else.
You know, now you're using your sharing bathrooms. A lot of people do that. They have to. But you know, I'm sure if you had a choice, you wouldn't want to. But I would do everything in my power to try to help you restart into a place. If you can make sure that you're giving me the respect back by not taking the next month or two and breaking everything and not giving me any deposit or anything, you know.
Yeah.
I would try to help you get in. I even thought about, you can ask Chad, we have a guy that come forward on the roof, and his price was pretty reasonable. Him and his son works together, but he hasn't come around yet, but he's supposed to, just to give us an estimate. But he told us, based on the square footage and all, it was a pretty good price. But I was thinking about doing what you had said last night when we was talking about it, you know. You and Chad. The thing of it is, you know, Chad can hand you shingles, he can help you do this, he can help you do that. But the thing of it is, he wouldn't be able to do some of that stuff.
Right. That's why I said
Right.
once this roof is completely sealed and the shingles are on there, I don't need Chad anymore. I mean, he can help like laying
the
the
whole
shingles
point-
down and flipping them over and that, but he's
Not
trying to do
see-
his business too.
Yeah,
So
but
we
he's
don't want to be
also-
stopping him from doing
Right,
his
but he's
business.
also working with me and
Yeah,
helping
I'm
trying
me,
to get him
and
up
I'm
there.
helping him.
So as far as the job, Chad, you know, if we agree, Chad helps me prep it, and I do the rest.
All right. So with the idea that when he's working here doing it, what are we paying? How does that work?
Well, as far as that, I mean, we haven't even discussed that. I know he talked about different amounts. Some of them was pretty high, but then he said whatever somebody quotes you, we'll knock some off. Blah blah blah.
I said take the lowest price, and I would take $3,000 off. That's what I said.
But what I was going to propose, not just you, But the thing of it is, I was gonna say, you just continue working for what you're working right now. And when you get done, if you get done on the time slot that we allocate, and we think about it and see how long it takes, and I'm almost guessing a month would be long enough. When you,
Oh, you'll be shocked once this group is prepped how fast those things
Mhm.
are.
I imagine that too. Yeah.
when you say a month would be plenty of time.
Oh yes.
Because
See,
once you get, I mean, I'm not a roofer, but I just know that how jobs are. What in the beginning it's a little rough, but once towards the end it starts going a lot quicker.
See, the problem, it's not the problem of your experience, you know what you're doing. It's not anything to do with that. What the problem is, you work a day, and then
I'm gonna have
then
fun.
you're gonna
doing
have a
this.
few of your CC and ginger ale or whatever, and then
Not on a roof, I won't.
and then the next day you're gonna call me and say I'm just sick of the dog, and that's what I'm worried
That's
about.
what he's worried about.
Roofing is, Chuck, roofing is very critical. It's your whole fucking house, everything you fucking own. I'm not gonna fucking risk having anything ruined in this house doing the roof. I'm
But
not
I
gonna
mean,
do that.
are we talking about a mental state, or are we talking about you just didn't want to do it like in other words, like you're telling them, oh shit, with this, I'll guarantee I'll be there. But before, it wasn't really my mental. It was just I didn't want to do it because honestly, a mental issue will restrict you from doing something, right? So you
I
can't
think
really.
That's a lot of his problem.
I'm just trying to get my head around it.
Yeah.
I want to make sure it's going to work out for
I
everybody.
wouldn't
I don't
take
wanna
on this job if I wasn't gonna do it from the beginning to the end and
Okay,
do it the
okay.
way it is. I would not even think about it.
Oh.
What I was gonna say.
And I'm just trying to save money for you. I don't want to put money in his pocket, and I
Well,
want to put money in my pocket.
Well, I won't get money in my
Well, I
pocket.
was-
Dad's gonna, me and him's gonna do
I
this. You know.
What I was gonna say, if I have you do it, what I was gonna say was, you do the job, you know, you do the 6 hours a day, 3 days a week, working with him, and then if you decide to work another
Chad's
day,
broke.
that's another day, huh?
I said, because Chad's broke.
No, this won't be no 3 days a week. This is going to be, once I start this, it's going to be every day until it's done.
All right.
That's the only way a roof gets done. That's the proper way of doing it, and the only
He
way it
knows
can be
that he
done.
has to give me 3 days a week, but if he wanted to work 2 more days, 5 days, instead of going somewhere else and getting a job, then he would get paid for
You
that.
asked us to do 6 hours.
Yeah.
So what I would do with Chad, we would look out there, and I'm thinking, you know, 6 hours, depending how it peels off. If we're able to fucking peel it off by hand and it comes off like nothing, it ain't nothing to put the fucking plywood on, and we might not even need plywood here. So then you're talking
What I was
2
gonna-
hours of, it would take 2 hours if it all goes right, just to strip here. 2 hours taking it off.
What I was gonna say that I haven't got to yet, if you work just for the regular rate you're working for, if you could get it done by the time we agree on, then at the end I'll give you a bonus, which would be a good amount of money put in your pocket, you know. But if you
But let's be honest.
taking
But
off,
it's
then
$20 an
fully-
hour, is it?
Huh?
Just be honest, like up front with him. Like, is it $20 an hour?
Yeah,
and
that's
then,
what he's working for.
okay, and
But
then
instead
at
of
the
me
end,
paying him
okay, because
40
I
or
want to get that
50,
out there
Right.
because I know you had a problem with it.
Yeah, $20 an hour on a roof is kind of.
It is.
It's got. I can go flip burgers for $20 an hour.
Absolutely. But you didn't.
So I
hear-
want it to be fair
You
for
didn't
everybody.
hear the whole part. The thing of it is, you know, I could pay you $40 an hour or $50 an hour. Okay, but what I'm trying to tell you, if you would work the hours that I'm asking you and we keep it at the rate it is, okay, if you complete it on time, I'm gonna show you a number that you can do the math.
See, because
on.
Dad's worried. Because honestly, whether or
You would
not,
have a bonus at the end, and it would make up for what
right?
you
Because
wanted.
you had times where you
Yeah.
had
But
problems.
this is different.
Yeah, but you say it's
This-
different. We want to believe you. I'm not saying we. He wants to believe you, but the problem is that we don't know. You know what I mean? Like you could potentially drink yourself silly the night before and be like, I gotta
Be
do
out for a
it.
week.
So he's just trying to protect. And I get what both of you guys are
You need
saying.
to
but
look
you
at
guys,
my eyes.
Okay, but
I'm actually gonna have fun doing that. I'm gonna love every fucking second of it, and I'm gonna want to do it because I'm just gonna be back in my good old glory days. Period. And it's not gonna stop me. I'm not gonna be stupid. You know. I'm gonna be responsible of what I used to do as a business. I used to run a fucking roofing company for fucking 9 years. You know. I'm gonna be having fun up
I
there.
don't question the experience at all that you have.
I'm trying to tell you, I'm grying to enjoy
Your
being
health,
up
your
there.
mental-
oh, I know you
doing
are. I
that.
can tell you like it.
The mental and the health things that I love.
Okay, so Dad, look, so to tell him this isn't a forever thing. You're planning on selling your house, obviously, but you're telling him that if he's willing to work with you and he can stay here with the idea that, you know, that eventually you are going to end up selling your house and he's going to have to go on a 30-day
for
maybe.
a while.
Yeah.
And you shouldn't deny that. I mean, I may find out. I've already went in today to get this, and
Right.
they said it didn't look too good.
I kind of
Okay,
figured
so
when
they're
you
gonna
came
give me the
home.
numbers next week, and I may have to do something different, just like you may have to.
Yeah.
And I may have to sell the house. I may not be able to
But-
maintain this house.
But he's willing to like help you out, like if he does end up selling the house, like we'll work with you, we'll help you move, like
for whatever
do-
it's worth, even though we have hard feelings and stuff, you've been
I don't hold grudges.
you've been like a family.
I get mad. We talk about it.
Yeah.
It's over. It's over. It's
Right.
gone. I don't rehash it. I
Right,
don't. We
right.
get back.
You've
And
kind of been like a family.
I'm a man.
And a
You
brother
know?
or whatever. So I would not want to just kick you out in the street. I'd want to try to help you in a transition way.
Where it
of
works for
getting
everybody.
What you need. But you know, you're telling me that it's not even a question of Section 8, it's a question of finding an apartment. And I will say this, and I've said the same thing to Chad, and actually he's had a few offers in the last year. You know, with people having carpentry skills, there's a lot of people that's renovating their houses and doing things, and they're willing to put you up in a
Yeah,
Oh,
that's,
yeah.
I'm saying I may have a very good
That
opportunity,
may
and
be
this
a-
guy fucking.
oh,
pays
you
well.
do? So you found somebody?
I may.
You may have.
Someone
Okay.
told me he's going to talk to him because he's worked for him.
Oh, that's cool.
But I'm just saying
He's
that
worked for him, and he's going to talk to him about me,
Maybe.
and then he's going to call me.
the bottom line on something like that, that's you know, I'd be happy for you if you could do that. I wouldn't be
He owns
mad
what,
at you.
40 houses in fucking
Well,
Burlington
the
at
thing
least.
of it is,
Right,
there's a demand for people to
I gotta take a
work,
piss, so
but there's a lot of things that you gotta be responsible. You know, you can't
I gotta
say
piss.
you're gonna do something and then not.
See what I'm saying? Shit's all fucked up. It's fucked in the ass. I'm just not gonna sit here and babysit anymore, bro. This is like babysitting, dude. Two older men. When I say, yeah, my dad, he owns a house. I respect him. I'm living here. My dad helps me out. Blah 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 blah. But my dad has a funny way of communicating with folks, but then James does too. So they're both kind of in the wrong. They both should be ashamed of themselves, right? That's the best way to do it. Blame them both. You know, like James. Like I told him, like I cleaned this fucking bathroom. See this? I cleaned it, and I was like, dude, it's your time to clean it. And what did he do? He just picked up his hair that was in the thing. Oh, dog. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna go mention that. Yeah, I just took a piss in my sink. It's okay. No, really, it is.
She's telling me to do this, so I'm securing my roof over my head by making automatic payments to you, making automatic payments to my storage. That's what Tally's telling me. It's got nothing to do with nothing
She
else.
wants you to make automatic payments to her so she can get her money, because
Tally, the state pays for her. I don't pay for that.
Huh?
I don't pay for that. That goes on my Medicaid.
Who's Tally's your
Tally's my
counselor.
headstring.
I was thinking you was talking
No,
about-
she wants me to put my money in my bank and not worry, because I was sitting there telling her, I'm gonna need 800, I gotta pay Chuck, I gotta pay this, I gotta pay this. And she said, take your money, put it in the bank, make automatic payments, and you ain't gotta worry. Which makes sense.
You know,
Hey, we share a bathroom together, don't we?
Yeah.
Remember I cleaned it last? Remember I cleaned it
Yeah.
last? And then I said, are you going to clean it? And
I
the
took
only
care of the hair.
You went in there and just took your hair and that's it. You didn't clean
The
anything
sink
else.
I don't use.
I mean, at the end of the day, do we, you know what I mean? Like, I clean the whole sink. You don't have to clean the sink. How about this? You don't have to clean the fucking sink. But dude, you should clean, because I'm not going to go in there and clean the fucking toilet every time, bro.
No, I have.
We got to share that shit, man. That's his friend, man. She's out there taking care of the dog, and she's probably listening to us and all this. And
No.
I'm just simply saying, like, I just want it to work out. Like, we're sharing a bathroom. Like, I'm not trying to be a dick, but I'll be honest with you. You can't just sit there and pick up your hair and be like, dude, that's it.
As long as
Like,
you don't leave puke in the sink again.
hey, you know what? I did, but you pushed it on the toilet, so we're even, right? Like, you're right. Dad scorned me on it. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Okay.
You're off?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right,
Bye,
I gotta head out.
See you later.
I'm leaving.
Oh, you're leaving?
Yep. I can't handle this shit anymore, dude. It's pathetic.